ಸತ್ತ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿರೋರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಯುವಕರೇ, ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗದವ್ರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Girls, boys who have died.
ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Both girls and boys.
ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಹಾರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸುಮಾರು 11 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 11 ಜನರಿಗೂ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು
10 lakh compensation will be given to the families of deceased.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಗಾಯಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Those injured will get all help. I've already
ಖಾಸಗಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು
ensured people at hospitals, doctors at hospitals should be treating them.
ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ
They will get all financial help.
ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬೌರಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಉಚಿತವಾದಂಥ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
All injured will get free treatment at government hospitals like Bowring.
33 ಜನ, ನನಗೀಗ ಅಂಕಿಅಂಶಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 33 ಜನ.
As per our data, 30 people have been injured and are currently receiving treatment.
33 ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಶಾತ್
47 injured.
47 ಕೆಲವರು ಔಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 47 ಜನ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಂಜರ್.
All of them that I've spoken to who have been injured are all out of danger.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಊಟದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತದೆ.
All other facilities for transport, food, all of it has been handled by the government. The government is ensuring all those receiving treatment will get adequate help.
ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ದುರಂತ. ಯಾರು ಈ ಕಾಲ್ತುಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ.
We pray that those deceased rest in peace. Our government gives condolences to the families.
ಕೆಲವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Many students who have died among them.
ಸೊ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಅವರ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಸಾವಿನ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ಭರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ
we pray that their families have all the strength to face this tragedy.
ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
We have also now ordered a magisterial enquiry.
ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಿಂದ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋತೀವಿ.
The Zilla Adhikaris will investigate now. A magisterial inquiry has
ನಾನು
been
ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ
ordered.
ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾದಂತ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ. ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ
Again,
ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
I say we never anticipated this kind of crowd. Neither the government nor the cricket association anticipated this large crowd.
ಭದ್ರತಾ ವೈಫಲ್ಯ ಅಂತ ತಮಗೇನು ಅನ್ಸಬಹುದು? ಘಟನೆಗೆ ಭದ್ರತಾ ವೈಫಲ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ.
ಏನ್ ಭದ್ರತೆ ವೈಫಲ್ಯ? ನೀನು ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷದವ್ರ ತರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
Please don't talk like a BJP spokesperson.
ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಚಿಟ್ಟು
ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದಂತೆ
ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಪ್ಪ. ನೀನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕತೆ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು.
People came unexpected.
Congress government here is
And it was much above the numbers anticipated.
today is what the union ministers are also tweeting, sir.
No. I do not want to play politics here in this case. BJP people are playing politics. I do not want to play politics. That is why ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾದಂಥ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾರು
We are going to carry out a magisterial inquiry. Whoever is at fault for lapses,
ಅವೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
whoever is at fault for the lapses will be pulled up.
Because it's a national issue.
ಪೂರ್ವ ತಯಾರಿಯಿಂದ ಈಗ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದುರಂತ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆರೋಪ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಆರೋಪ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
What was the urgency?
I do not want to defend the incident, the tragedy so happened. I do not want to defend. I do not want to play politics in this. Our government is not going to play politics with it. See, let us see the outcome of the magisterial report. I will give 15 days time.
Sir, is there preliminary information what exactly happened during the stampede? So what created the chaos? Which gate did
See,
it happen?
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು.
60.
There are very small gates. I think, I hope that you have visited the cricket
15
stadium.
days time for
There are
inquiry
small
report to be
gates.
tabled.
The people entered through the gates.
Yeah. I've
They
already
have
said that on the
broken the
group.
gates also.
Yeah.
So stampede has taken place. Nobody has expected so much of crowd will come because the capacity of the stadium is only 35,000 people. Only 35,000 seats are there. But 2 to 3 lakh people have come to participate in the celebration. So that is why, see, ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪೇಶಿ, it looks like that. It doesn't mean that ನಾನು ಖಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಏನು ನಡೆದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. That is why I ordered magisterial inquiry and I given 15 days time.
Rahul Gandhi has tweeted. Your leader Rahul Gandhi has just tweeted, sir. Every safety protocol for public event must be reviewed by the government and strictly enforced. ಅಂತ ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ just now, sir.
ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಿ, ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಾಳಪ್ಪ.
ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು.
ಯಾರು?
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅವರು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? DC ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಸೂರು DC, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು DC ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ನಿನಗೆ? ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ? ಹಿರಿಯ ಯಾವ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ. ಸಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾರು ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖಾಂತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಹೋಗೂ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಮಳೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗೋದು. ನಮ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಕಲ್ಲು ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ, ಚಪ್ಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೂರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಯಾರು? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೇನ್ ನಡೀತು? ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನೂ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ನನಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನೂ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಈ ತರದವು ಅನೇಕ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್ಗಳು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ನಾನು ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಥವು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಈಗ ಡಿಫೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನ? ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು 50-60 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್. ಯಾರು? ಯಾರು? ನಾನು ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ? ನಾನ್ ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನ್ರಿ? ನಾನ್ ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ? ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದವರು? ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ. ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ? ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನ್ರಿ? ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇದೆ. ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತೇ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ? ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ನೆಸ್
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿಲ್ರಿ, ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ, ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ನೀವೇ ನಿಮ್ನೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದ್ರ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ? ಹಿಂಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಹಂಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು. ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆವು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆದಿರೋದು. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ನೀವು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನು ಬರೀತಿದ್ರಿ? ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಿದ್ರಿ. ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಈ ದುರಂತ ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೀನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯ? ಕೇಳ. ನೀನು ಏನು ನೀ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಈ ದುರಂತ ನಡಿಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ನಡೆದೋಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ದುರಂತಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮರುಗ್ತೀವಿ, ದುಃಖಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಭದ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. See, more police people The entire police people available in Mysore city, they are deployed.
Bengaluru city. Bengaluru city. Bengaluru city.
Bangalore city police have been deployed. See, earlier also, the same police people were doing the security job.
During the matches.
This time also they were doing this security job. See, of course, it should not have been happened. This tragedy should not have been happened. We are with the sufferers, victims.
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೂಡ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಏನೋ ಸ್ಥಳಾಂತರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್?
ಯಾವುದನ್ನ?
ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದೆ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು.
ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಸರ್ಕಾರದ್ದು ಭದ್ರತೆ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೆಲಸ. ಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಭದ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಜನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಪಾಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಪ್ಪ? ಫ್ರೀ ಪಾಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಟಿಕೆಟ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೀಟ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪಾಸ್ಗಳು ಕೊಡೋದು, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ಗಳು ಕೊಡೋದು.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
Hello and welcome. You are watching In Your Interest, and the big story coming from Bengaluru, and the very first reaction there that you heard from Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, where he seems to be insinuating that what has happened was basically because a large number of people turned up. It was completely unanticipated. Adequate measures had been taken by the police. There was sufficient deployment done, but in his words, 2 to 3 lakh people turned up. This is simply something that cannot be controlled. We did not anticipate 2 to 3 lakh people to turn up. Also importantly, he has said that it is the Cricket Association that arranged the stadium program. Nothing happened in front of the Vidhan Saudha. Many stampedes have occurred in the past. I am not defending myself. I am saying that stampede also took place in the Kumbh Mela. So the Chief Minister there getting into a bit of an altercation also with the assembled journalists over there, saying, why are you speaking like a member of the BJP, like a spokesperson of the BJP? But the thing is that accountability and questions will definitely be asked and sought in the present case. Yes, it's a fact that a stampede did take place at the Kumbh Mela, but the fact also is that over 6 crore people assembled there. Here, prior intimation had been given. Was enough deployment not done? Why was there an anticipation of only a limited crowd when so many people had already turned up yesterday itself? Even yesterday, mild lathi charge had to be conducted. Today, outside the stadium, a mild lathi charge was conducted. Did the assembled leaders have no idea what's going on outside? And the most tragic picture of all, and we'll put that picture, let's put that multi-window on air, even as the stampede was taking place outside, the celebrations continued inside. What possible excuse is there for that kind of apathy? Joining us on In Your Interest, Vijay Prashad, spokesperson of the BJP, Vivek Menon, former advisor to the CM of Karnataka, Dr. Basavaraj Itnal, senior journalist, and advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. Mr. Menon, I want to start by asking you, these pictures make simply no sense. How is it that a good half an hour, 1 hour after the stampede had taken place, the celebrations, the felicitations inside Chinnaswamy Stadium continued? Mr. Menon.
So, this is obviously a tragedy that is something that should never have occurred. I don't think the police forces as well as the administration was prepared for this. But at the same time, considering the fact that we have waited for 18 years and what we saw last evening in terms of the celebrations, they should have been a lot more prepared. In fact, the entire parade was supposed to actually happen all the way from the HAL airport all the way up to Vidhan Sauda, which is almost a good 7 to 8 kilometers. So instead of kind of, having these celebrations at one particular location, the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which only has a capacity of about 40 to 45,000 people, they should have anticipated this and, had this celebration across the entire length of the parade route. Now, that being said, it's extremely tragic that these celebrations continued, even despite the fact that, there was the stampede and there was a loss of life on the outside. It's also very unfortunate that the CM has chosen to pass the buck. Instead of probably, taking some amount of accountability for it, responsibility for it, and of course he has ordered a magisterial inquiry, but that's a post-mortem which
shocking. And I just want to pause you for a second, Mr. Menon, because these are the fresh images that we are getting, I presume, from outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and you just see all the footwear littered there. And I have to say that around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, you could constantly see the visuals coming in of people who are clambering over walls, of people who are hanging onto tree branches, of people who are trying to, crush themselves against the gate of the Chinnaswamy Stadium, the police carrying out a lathi charge. It was almost as if you could see the frenzy building up. How did no one? This wasn't a spur of the moment thing. You literally could see the build up of the frenzy, Nikhil Jain, and that is what we are talking about. Celebrations inside, and outside you could see almost a volcano that is waiting to erupt. People constantly pouring in, the police completely out of sorts. All right, so this is from close to gate number 7, those images that you just saw of people who presumably had, run away, who were carried away injured in that melee, in that crush of people, had no other option but to somehow. And according to initial reports, and this is again, some people who were rescued, who were injured. These are some accounts that are just filtering in. The Chief Minister was asked about the time that the stampede took place. He was asked about the exact reason. He said, within 15 days, we are going to submit a report of a magisterial inquiry and we should wait for the causes until then. But some of the accounts that we have managed to gather so far, it seems that there was a stormwater drain, and the cover of that drain gave way. People who were standing on top of it, obviously it's not used to carrying that kind of load. When the cover of that drain gave way, or let's listen to that person, please.
चिन्नास्वामी स्टेडियम को हमारा फ्रेंड इधर चप्पल छोड़ के अंदर चले गया, आने के देखना चप्पल छोड़ के चले गया, इधर कार पूरा डैमेज हो गया, चप्पल चले जाते क्या करेंगे बोलो, और क्या बोलना भाई.
This man basically describing what happened at that moment, and it's true. Even the cars which were parked over there, several of them were damaged because people jumped onto the roofs of the cars. They were left damaged, and despite all this, not a clue. Nikhil Jain, how can you simply pass the buck saying, oh, we were anticipating about 3,000 people, 3 lakh turned up?
No, Padmaja, I don't think the Chief Minister is trying to pass the buck here. From what I could hear of your translation, the packet that you played, the Chief Minister is clearly saying, yes, a mistake has been done, accountability has to be fixed, the magisterial inquiry would be set up, a report would be given in 15 days. And of course, you do not expect any political leader to not give a justification when his government has failed. I'm being very honest and simple on your show that this is a failure of the government, and the government needs to look into it. Whoever is responsible for it, whether it's an SDM, whether it's the Chief Minister himself, they should be taken to task. And that is what the government is trying to do. But the BJP leaders to, try to jump into it and politicize it within minutes, that shows the kind of callous and vulture-like nature of the BJP, that you will not let people celebrate, you will not let people suffer their pain or, recover from something like this, but you would start playing politics.
Yeah, just
and like the Chief Minister pointed out, you did have a stampede in Mahakumbh as well, and questions were raised, as they should have been. The government was put to dogs, but the difference at that time was that the entire BJP, including a lot of people in the media,
right. So when you ask questions, it is about accountability. When others ask questions, they are vultures. Because the question over here also is that the celebrations continue. Nikhil Jain.
No. Padmaja, I'm saying that the BJP, what they're trying to do, a BJP leader trying to visit the hospital, the BJP state president trying to visit the hospital. That is like acting like
Vijay Prashad. So you shouldn't be visiting the hospital, Mr. Vijay Prashad. Why did Vijay
But he should
go
ask
there?
the government questions.
No. See, Padmaja, see, cricket is a religion in India. Everyone knows it. And even CM, Siddaramaiah, DCM, they have personally visited the KCA Stadium and have witnessed the matches there earlier. Okay, they have taken up time off and they know the kind of crowd that get into the stadium. Celebration after 18 years has turned into a funeral home. For DCM's cheap publicity, see, this is what I say, DCM's cheap publicity for failed brand Bengaluru, this CM, DCM, Home Minister have claimed 11 lives. This is the inept and inefficient administration. Inefficient administration, no preparedness for the crowd control, no ambulance, no fire brigade, two programs within a distance of 1 kilometer, the Vidhan Sauda and stadium. And people and even the police, they are not in the position to understand what is the anticipation of the crowd. And
but Mr. Vijay Prashad, here's what the Chief Minister has said. I'm going to read out his tweet. He is saying, deeply shocked by the tragic loss of lives at the stampede. Precautionary measures were taken by not allowing a victory parade. You remember earlier that a victory parade was supposed to go right through the streets of the city. He says, we stopped that victory parade, but the crowd surge near the stadium led to this tragedy. I urge everyone to prioritize safety. So we took precautions, he's saying.
No. See, that means, when you are having celebrations within a span of 1 kilometer, within a distance of 1 kilometer, that means the government's intelligence failed. They did not anticipate. And you know how the Bangalore reacts as far as the cricket is concerned. When you don't anticipate the crowd, and I will show you this one. There are two different photos. One MLA daughter, not even an MLA, Soumya Reddy. She is on the dais in front of the Vidhan Sauda. And there is one more photo. BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan's son standing behind DCM Shivakumar. This has become a family event instead of a public event. How did they come there? See, that this shows the inefficiency, the careless attitude of the government. And see, and one more glaring thing is,
Prashad, if you're saying that the government has to, the buck stops with the government, they're saying that when your government was there, Mr. Prashad, they're saying when your government was there in Uttar Pradesh, in the Kumbh tragedy, you also said we did the best that we could, but the crowd surged.
Padmaja, at this point of time, I don't want to compare this tragedy with the other one. Tragedy is a tragedy, but this inefficiency we are talking about, we are trying to question that.
Okay.
As far as the Uttar Pradesh is concerned, we had expected certain untoward happened there because we expected that we had all the preparations, but still the tragedy happened in Uttar Pradesh. We accept that. Okay.
You know what is particularly heartrending in this case, and that's something the Chief Minister has also acknowledged.
He goes on to blame BJP that we are being vultures. No, we are not vultures. Okay. We are a political party. We have our responsibility, and we are the representative of the people, and we know what to do. And
just hold on, Mr. Prashad, because you know what is particularly tragic in this case, and the Chief Minister also acknowledged it, is most of the dead, the 11 people so far who have lost their lives, most of them are extremely young men and women, because these were the cricket fans who were there. Some of them in college, some of them in school. They had just turned up to see their cricket their cricket idols, their sporting idols, and they ended up losing their lives. I want to play again what the Chief Minister said when he spoke of what was the expectation, what were the precautions, and how many people actually turned up. Listen.
I do not want to defend the incident, the tragedy so happened. I do not want to defend, I do not want to play politics in this. Our government is not going to play politics in this. There are very small gates. I hope that you have visited the cricket stadium. There are small gates. The people entered through the gates.
They have broken the gates.
They have broken the gates also. So stampede has taken place. Nobody has expected. so much of crowd will come because the capacity of the stadium is only 35,000 people. Only 35,000 seats are there. But
that makes one wonder. Here the Chief Minister is acknowledging they broke the gates. There was a crowd surging there. Should reinforcements have been called? Should the entire function inside have been called off when you already knew what was happening outside?
And here,
when Mr. Etnal.
See, Padma, if you understand the Chinnaswamy Stadium and its surroundings, first of all, we need to understand that it is one of the high security zones of the city. There is close by a stone's throw away, there is police commissioner's office. Under stone's away, there is DGP's office. Under stone's away, there is traffic control center. And it is always under high surveillance. There are cameras every nook and corner. And this is not, like you said, this is not a flash mob. The people were trickling, people were collecting since morning. Why? Because you had announced a victory march from Vidhan Saudha to stadium. It's almost a kilometer's stretch. So people were, they were expecting to see their stars on the march. And you cancel that and you shift the event to only inside the stadium. And then you say only passwords are allowed. Then the crowd is expected to get frustrated. The emotions are running high since last night. People are very sentimental. They are celebrating. They are extremely excited about this whole event. And no camera caught the surge of crowd. No police officer saw the crowd growing up. No, you could not, reinforce the police because close by there is Karnataka Armed Reserve is there near Koramangala. How far it is from MG Road? So all these things are the policing failures. CM saying that no, it is not my job. In front of Vidhan Saudha, nothing has happened. Only in stadium it has happened. It is a cricket association job. Cricket association is not a police department. It is government's job to provide security to create a cricket association also. And they must have asked for it. And eventually now you are saying that you are comparing to Kumbh Mela and all. Fine, correct. Stampedes have happened in Mecca also. Stampedes have happened on many places. We know, but when stampedes happen, we obviously question people who are supposed to provide security. We definitely ask the question.
It's a policing failure, Nikhil Jain. And before you answer that, I think Mr. Vijay Prashad is also showing a picture. Mr. Prashad.
Yeah. See, when this event happened to be a government and a public event, the government brings in the family of the ministers. Here, Ramalinga Reddy's daughter, Soumya Reddy, who is not even an MLA, she is on the stage in front of the Vidhan Saudha. Okay, that is one thing. Behind the DCM, inside the stadium, BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan's son, he is also there. Has this become a PR activity or a family event? Don't you know? Is this government not so sensitive enough? This government has become so insensitive. In the last 2 weeks, Bengaluru is in for the wrong reasons, for the wrong news. Last week, Bengaluru flooded. The name was tarnished beyond recognition. Okay, it was tarnished. Today, because of this inefficiency of the government, it has been permanently tarnished because of this stampede, the deaths. Now this has gone international. I was watching one of the international news. It has even gone there. CNN. I was watching international news. That is also gone there. This is the kind of government. Is it so insensitive?
Mr. Menon wants to respond.
Let's stick to the point over here. I think he's trying to politicize this whole thing.
Anil Menon, Vivek, I am not trying to politicize this. We are questioning the government. We are questioning the government's inefficiency. Why did the
BJP has been equally inefficient at various times.
The intelligence has failed. The Home Minister, where was the Home Minister? Where was the DCM? Where was the CM?
Congress or the BJP? This is a celebration for the people, for the RCB fans. So I don't want the BJP spokesperson trying to hijack this whole event and make it a politicized event. I think the bottom line here is
we are not politicizing. We are questioning the government. We are questioning the inefficiency of the government. We are questioning the inefficiency.
Gentlemen, I'll have to pause you for a
Minister,
second. I'll have to
even
pause you for a
Padmaja.
second because I think we need to cut straight across to Vaidehi Hospital, which is where most of the injured people have been taken. At least 4 deaths. My colleague Vajiullah joins us from outside the hospital. What's the latest that you have from there, Vajiullah?
Well, yes, Padmaja, 4 people have been brought here. The opposition leader, R. Ashok, has gone inside. He just came out and he's briefed the media over here and informed about the tragedy. We had the Chief Minister also over here a few minutes back. He just did a press conference where he said that 10 lakh rupees of the people who have died in this particular tragedy, and he's also announced that all the medical arrangements will be done for the people who are injured. But what is the tragic is the entire incident altogether. Lakhs of people who had gathered here, they were not controlled properly. Situation went out of hand, and a celebration has turned into a tragedy, and that is something that is what has hurt a lot of people. We already have the opposition leaders who are present over here, as you can see. Narayan Swamy is over here.
Vajiullah, tell me this, because you are there on the ground and you will have the clearest idea beyond what the politicians are saying, beyond what is filtering in. What happened and at what time? What have your sources, eyewitnesses that you've been speaking to, piece it together for us, whatever little that you've been able to gather so far?
Well, in one of our sequences that we had sent in the morning, we had seen how a huge crowd of people had gathered across these gates that have been designated for the entry at Chinnaswamy Stadium. Every gate had more than 10,000 people present over there, and it was chaotic for the police to handle because there were just a few handful people at these spots because a total 2,000 people were arranged. And the government in the morning itself had said that handling a crowd like this would be impossible. But overnight, you saw thousands and lakhs of people trickling in. If they would have told them that they would take 2 more days and done the celebration, then you could have expected even more crowd, because then they would have an idea that a situation like this is going to happen. It would have become more chaotic. But what we saw on the ground is at the gate number 19, at one particular point of time, the cops were chasing those hooligans who had broken the line and started coming in front. That is when one of the cops moved from his spot to clear that place. The entire crowd just ran inside gate number 19, and that is when the chaos erupted. There was nobody to control it, and there were thousands of people who were just barging inside the case. And the first tragedy happened at that particular gate itself, and it was all caught while we were passing there, doing our own walkthrough. At that particular point of time, we could clearly see the crowd barging in because there was no cop, and in my footage, you can only see one cop at the ground at that point of time because he was covered by so many people over there. So,
tell me this, Vajiullah, tell me this, when the stampede started, when the crowd started swelling, were additional reinforcements called in? Did you see the number of policemen go up?
About the crowd started swelling in from last night itself. Last night itself, the entire city was jam-packed. There was no place to move. Every circle had thousands of people already on the ground. So people started trickling in from last night itself. And by afternoon, when we had reached the spot, we already had, I think, 50,000-60,000 people outside. Gates were being opened slowly for at least 30,000 people to enter the Chinnaswamy Stadium, because Chinnaswamy Stadium is not a huge stadium where you have a capacity of 1 lakh people. It's just 40,000 people who can enter there. An arrangement was done for 30,000 people, but because the crowd was so much that it went out of the hand for anybody to handle it. And what we saw is an entire celebration turning into a tragedy just in minutes, and that is something that I don't think anybody will be able to forget, and especially those RCBians who had come for celebration are returning back in tragedy today.
Just stay with me, Vajiullah. I'll come back to you in a second. And Mr. Menon, that is what is being pointed out. Yesterday evening, I remember all the reporters who were there on the streets kept saying it's a crazy crowd. It's a crazy crush of people. Today, since today morning, everyone has been reporting the crowds are swelling. Vajiullah just said at one point there were 30,000-40,000 people already. Mr. Siddaramaiah now is saying in the evening, we expected 3,000. At noon, there were already 30,000 people. What didn't you know?
So Padmaja, the thing is, they could have very well postponed this entire celebration by at least 2 to 3 days to get prepared for this, for the kind of crowd swell that we have seen. At the end of the day, the celebration started last night at 11 o'clock and went on till early morning. So the police force has also been quite stressed with this entire, celebration, this frenzy that we have seen. So, postponing it by 2 days, which is something that the government and the police could have very easily taken a call on. If they had told BCCI that we'll have this on Saturday or Sunday, it would have been well and good. But unfortunately, they chose to have it the very next day. And I think the police force was stretched. In fact, Mr. Bhaskar Rao, who had come on earlier, did say that the police force was stretched to the limit. And, there is going to be a certain level of stress that builds up. The crowds are going to swell. This was something that they should have anticipated. So I think all in all, it's been a failure for sure on the part of the administration as well as the competent entities. But politicizing this, right now, especially where the BJP is taking pot shots, talking about, a whole bunch of irrelevant things, I think that's just not called for.
Okay, Mr. Prashad, before you respond, I just want to know, for the benefit of our viewers, Mr. Itnal, what is the demarcation? Because the Chief Minister seemed to suggest not really our failing entirely. The Cricket Association was the one which organized this. So whose responsibility is it?
I don't know in which world the same is living. How come security is responsible of KSCA? KSCA is a sporting body. Providing security is the state's responsibility. It's a police responsibility. It's a policing job. So now, again I am telling, it is not a flash mob. Since last night, many people have not mentioned this. Last night also there was some stabbing incident. There's some sporadic stabbing incidents happened in the night during the course of celebrations. Now the crowd is building right from the morning, right from last night. So by no stretch of imagination, it is a flash mob or something unexpected. Point is, both the police and the administration have taken the crowd for granted. I don't know about. And like Mr. Vivek was telling about this being deferred by a day or two, yes, it's a good advice.
I think you've nailed it. How can you take people for granted, taking people's lives for granted? But is this the time for politics, Mr. Prashad?
Absolutely.
That's what everyone's taking umbrage to.
No. See, we are not politicizing, Padmaja. We are questioning the government. The Home Minister, Parameshwara, has
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think Vajula is with the doctor right now outside the hospital. Over to you, Vajula.
Leader with the BJP, sir, what do you think about the tragedy that happened to this group responsibility?
There is no precautionary measures to this. So they wanted to take a credit of this win. Government, actually, they are not the sponsors and they have not done anything to this win, but still they wanted to take the credit. So without any measure, precautionary, and they have called them to facilitate. Okay. See, this is not the first time the teams are winning the game, cricket game. Many won. But why this happening in Bengaluru? Because it is your failure. Chief Minister has to own this failure, and you should take the failure on these credit. You should decide.
But they did not expect so many people to turn up.
See, here is the practice to this government. Ningu free, Nanugu free, come free. You called people like that.
But people came there because they were happy as we did.
If you call no, people will come. But you have to take the measures to control them.
All right, so the BJP there visiting the victims in hospital, demanding accountability and the fact that the Chief Minister should take responsibility and not pass the buck. Thank you, Vajula. I'm completely out of time. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me. But the most tragic part of this entire incident is that the lives lost, extremely young, people who were just happy, who were there to celebrate, their lives were ebbing away, and the celebrations unfortunately continued inside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Sheer madness. Thanks for watching.
Namaskara. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಧ್ಯರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಟಾಟಾ IPL ಮ್ಯಾಚು ಫೈನಲ್ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಹಮದಾಬಾದ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ವಿಜಯೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದರು. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವತಿಯಿಂದಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏರ್ಪಾಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಜಯೋತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕ್ರೀಡಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದುರಂತ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಜನ ಕಾಲು ತುಳಿತಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ಹನ್ನೊಂದು ಜನರು ಮೃತಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೂವತ್ಮೂರು ಜನರು ನೋವಿಗೆ ಒಳಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಜೂರ್ಡ್ 33 ಜನ. ನಾನು ಬೌರಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ, ವೈದೇಹಿ ಮಲ್ಯ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. ಈ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ದುರಂತ ನಡಿಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಹಳ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಗೂ ಮೀರಿ ಜನ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಸೇರಿದರು. ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಲಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಸೇರಿದ್ರು. ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಮುಂದೆ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ, ದುರಂತ ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದುರಂತ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ 35,000 ಜನ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸನ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ 35 ಆಸನಗಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಅದು. ಆದರೆ 2-3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎರಡು ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆದಿರೋದು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಸತ್ತ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿರೋರು
ಯುವಕರು,
ಎಲ್ಲ
ಯುವಕರೇ,
ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗದವ್ರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಹಾರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸುಮಾರು 11 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 11 ಜನರಿಗೂ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಹಾರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಗಾಯಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಖಾಸಗಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಖರ್ಚನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಭರಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬೌರಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಉಚಿತವಾದಂಥ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಾಯಾಳುಗಳಿಗೆ 33 ಜನ, ನನಗೀಗ ಅಂಕಿಅಂಶಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 33 ಜನ, 11 ಜನ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ 33 ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಶಾತ್
47 ಇಂಜರ್ಡ್,
47 ಕೆಲವರು ಔಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 47 ಜನ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಂಜರ್.
ಯಾರೋ ಇಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಊಟದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ದುರಂತ. ಯಾರು ಈ ಕಾಲ್ತುಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬ ವರ್ಗದವರಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಯುವಕ ಯುವತಿಯರು, ಕೆಲವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ವಾರಸುದಾರರಿಗೆ, ಅವರ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಸಾವಿನ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ಭರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ದೇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ
This is India's #1 news network and you're watching News 9. English news as it should be.
मम्मी से नॉन डाइन समर अंडा तो हर सीजन में सुपर हिट है.
सुपरस्टार है ये. सर्दी हो या गर्मी, संडे हो या मंडे.
Darkness in the silence of the night, where the roads can.
Let there be dark. Scorpio and Carbon is here, the big daddy of SUVs.
Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers, the Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brand Walas.
Is life transactional by any chance?
Of course. Everything in the creation affects everything else.
You are not only an actor, you are an activist.
Through my cinema, I've tried to always project what I really felt.
You tried to make women look beautiful for themselves.
The message to women was, let the spotlight of your life be on you.
You are fiercely competitive in nature, but you come across as a typical good boy that every mother would like to have.
But it doesn't mean you're not raging inside, or equally euphoric.
You have donned many hats, but who is Kiran Rao?
I am a speck and I am not even a blink in time.
From being somebody to becoming nobody is the first step in enlightenment. Even now, I don't think of myself as a brand.
You still move ahead with your beliefs.
Winning the game is what's going to make this decision right.
It's a kind of a barometer that you have internally.
It was lovely talking to Barun.
It was great fun, and I think you'll find it fun to watch. I found the discussion very thought-provoking.
As befits such a conversation, one goes back with more questions and answers.
He gave me a formula which I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, which is something that you'll have to watch the show for.
Watch Radical Presents Duologue with Barun Das, Season 3 at these times on News 9. News 9, English news as it should be. This is India's #1 news network and you're watching News 9. English news as it should be.
Thanks very much for tuning in to Unmissable. I'm Nabila Jamal. Very tragic story coming in from Bengaluru. A victory parade, also happy for RCB's win after 18 long years, has now turned into a massive tragedy that Bengaluru has seen in recent years. 11 people have died in a stampede while people came to celebrate RCB's victory. We're going to take you through what really happened, how has the government failed to protect citizens who showed up with such joy
went back home without their loved ones. Many families devastated. Taking you through all that news right after the headlines. RCB victory celebrations turned fatal. 11 dead, over 47 injured in stampede near the stadium. Karnataka government acknowledges crowd control lapse, says police not at fault, the crowd was unruly. Magisterial probe has been ordered into the stampede. The government promises that within 15 days' time, they're going to come out with a report that will pin the blame on who exactly caused this lapse. What was the reason for the lapse? Who oversaw the entire security arrangements and what went amiss? Prime Minister Modi expresses grief over stampede deaths, prays for swift recovery of the injured fans. Karnataka government announces 10 lakh compensation for the families of each of the 11 victims. Stampede occurred near Chinnaswamy Stadium, gates 19 and 20. Police used lathi charge to disperse the crowds. Of course, there was a 35,000 population inside the stadium and another thousands of them outside that led to a stampede, a small trigger that sparked off over a slippery slab on a drain that created panic, eventually led to a stampede.